morning, everyone. Hey, we are, out of respect for everyone's time, going to try to get this thing rolling on time. Hey, first off, thank you, everyone, families, graduates, current journeymen, apprentices maybe that are in here. Just want to say thank you very much. And we do have some special guests. Thank you guys as well for showing up. So I really appreciate it. Just want to start this off. On behalf of the Carpenters Union, I'd like to welcome all our graduates, instructors, families, friends, and honored guests. Before we recognize the accomplishments of our graduates, I want to acknowledge the parents, spouses, parents, children, and loved ones who helped make this journey possible. Completing a 4-year apprenticeship is no small feat. It requires countless hours of work, sacrifice, and commitment, and no one gets here entirely on their own. Your support played an important role in the success we celebrate today, and I'd ask, can we please get a round of applause for everyone's support group that got you here today? Today, we are proud to recognize graduates from 3 skilled trades: scaffold erectors, general carpenters, and interior systems. While each trade has its own unique skills and responsibilities, all of you share the same dedication to craftsmanship, professionalism, and excellence. And that is absolutely true to get you here today. Each graduate took a different path to get here. That is very common in the trades. Some came straight from school, others changed careers, and many overcame personal and professional challenges along the way. But despite the different roads that brought us here, we stand together as one union family. Our strength comes from supporting one another, looking out for each other, and understanding that one of us succeeds, we all succeed. As you celebrate this milestone today, I encourage you to remember the apprentices who are following in your footsteps. The future of our trade depends on the next generation. Share your knowledge. Mentor those coming up behind you, and help create the same opportunities that were provided for you. That is how we keep this thing alive. So as journeymen today, journeymen 5 years from now, make sure to help their apprentices coming up. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Your hard work, perseverance, and dedication have earned this achievement, and we are so proud to celebrate here today with you. And I just want to say thank you, and please everyone enjoy the ceremony. If we can get one last round of applause for everyone here today. You know, it's amazing. I'm going to go a little off script here, but it's amazing when you make a few phone calls, the people that are down to celebrate this event. I'm going to introduce Antonio Costa. He's our district manager. This guy is all over the place. He genuinely is just one of the best people out there. He bleeds union. He bleeds what this is all about, and I'm so proud to have him here today to be our MC for this event. Thank you very much.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's wake it up in here. Good morning, everybody. Who's here to see our apprentices graduate here today? Come on, let's go. Big round of applause. Come on. A lot of hard work and dedication came to being here this morning, so it's going to be a great event here tonight. So, this morning, we have a bunch of great speakers. We have our ceremony, but first and foremost, I would like to bring up the MV Mariachi Band. Everybody please rise for the national anthem. Big Carpenter applause for the MV Mariachi Band. Come on. Please remove your hats for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran proud banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Huge round of applause for MV Mariachi Band. Come on. All right, everybody, please be seated. Thank you. Thank you, MV Mariachi Band, for the national anthem. That was awesome. All right, graduates, families, esteemed speakers, friends, thank you for joining us today to celebrate the graduation of our 2025 apprentices. It's an honor to be up here and celebrate with you today. Graduates, today marks a significant milestone in your journey. The grit, the hard work, the dedication, and growth as a construction apprentice has finally brought you to this moment. I understand your journey with the carpenters, as I was sitting in those very chairs in 2008 when I graduated from the Columbia Basin Apprenticeship. My passion for carpentry and dedication to our union values has driven me to participate various union activities, committees, and eventually to the executive board of the North Coast States Regional Council of Carpenters. During this time, I have gained invaluable insights into the needs and aspirations of our members, seen countless apprentices become leaders in the industry and continue to grow in solidarity, culture, and in the brotherhood. And this morning, I see our future leaders. Throughout your time together in the program, you have not only honed your skills in the practical aspects of construction, but also embraced the values that define construction. You've learned the importance of precision, the value of teamwork, and the satisfaction of seeing a blueprint come to life in solid form. From laying foundations to crafting intricate structures, you have experienced firsthand how every detail matters and how our collective efforts shape the world around us. These will be your skills to hone for the rest of your career. It is now time for you to be the answer and not the question, to mentor and motivate. It's your turn to take the torch and make it burn much brighter. And I'm proud of seeing you here today and honoring your accomplishments. I'd also like to take a few minutes this morning and introduce one of our speakers, Julieta Altamirano Crosby. She holds a PhD in social communication and MD in education leadership. She is the first Latina elected to citywide office and first to serve the Snohomish County Commissioners. Everybody, please give a huge round of applause for Julieta.
Buenos días. Good morning, everyone. Well, what a joy is to be here with you today. Today, we celebrate graduates who have reached an important milestone in their lives. We celebrate your commitment, your perseverance, your skill, and the hard work that brought you to this moment. Congratulations, felicidades. Earning the title of journeyman is not something that happens overnight. It takes dedication. It takes patience. It takes showing up the days when you are tired, when the weather is bad, when the work is difficult, and when nobody is watching. And yet, here you are. Today, you join a tradition that reached back to 1881, when Peter Joy McGuire helped found the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. For generations, union carpenters have helped build this country, not only with their hands, but with their character, their craftsmanship, and their belief in the dignity of honest work. That legacy now belongs to you. Some of you are scaffold directors, some are general carpenters, some are interior system carpenters. Your paths might look different, but you share something important. You have chosen a profession that creates, builds, and leaves something meaningful behind. Long after we are gone, people will walk through buildings you helped construct. They will cross bridges you helped build. That will work, learn, heal, and gather spaces made possible by your skill. There is something beautiful about that. As I prepared for today, I found myself thinking about my father. My father never graduated from school. He completed only the 3rd grade of elementary school. As a child, he worked alongside my grandfather, planting and harvesting corn, beans, and lemons in rural Mexico. Later, he became a bus driver. He worked hard every day on his life. He never complained. He simply did what needed to be done. Although he never had the opportunity to continue his formal education, he believed deeply in the power of learning. He worked and sacrificed so 2 of his brothers could attend college and earn their degrees. As a child, I did not fully understand what he was giving up. Today I do. My father taught me that education is not limited to the classrooms. Education is also learning a trade. It is learning a skill. It is learning how to solve problems, how to work with others, and how to keep going when things get hard. Most importantly, he taught me that there is a dignity in work. As I look at all of you today, I think about that lesson. Your apprenticeship has been an education. You have learned through your minds, your hands, and your experience. You have learned discipline. You have learned responsibility. You have learned perseverance. And now you have something valuable to pass on because the next generation is already watching. At first year apprenticeship is watching. A son or daughter is watching. Someone is looking at your journey and wondering if they can do it too. My hope is that as you continue your careers, you remember where you stand and reach back to help someone else move forward. That is how strong communities are built. That is how strong unions are built. And that is how legacies are built. To the families, instructors, mentors, contractors, and union leaders who helped these graduates along the way, thank you. This achievement belongs to you as well. And to the graduates, be proud of yourselves. Celebrate today. You have earned it. Take pride in your craft. Work safely. Continue learning. May your work be meaningful, your journey prosperous, and your future filled with opportunity. Congratulations, journeyman. The journey continues. Muchas gracias. Thank you y muchas felicidades.
All right, everybody, please, round of applause one more time for Julieta. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of our event here today. We also have another speaker I'd like to introduce. This speaker has served on the Snohomish County Council since 2020. His journey in politics began with his election to the Mill Creek City Council, followed by his role as a state legislator for the 44th Legislative District. Everybody, please, round of applause for Jared Mead. Jared, come on up.
Morning, everybody. So I was told I get 40 minutes for this speech. That's right, 40 minutes. I have fully prepared a long, boring political speech. But if I get enough laughs and claps to fill my cup, I will cut that down to about 3 minutes. Okay. Well, okay, calm down. All right. I want to start with where I'm going to end, which is to just say congratulations to all the graduates today. What an accomplishment. You earned this. Give yourselves another round of applause. I'm also going to pretend that that round of applause was for me, so we're off to a good start. All right. Today isn't just about finishing a program. It's about joining a proud tradition of skilled craftspeople who quite literally build the world around us. And it is a little bit personal for me, like it is for Julieta. I'm thinking about my dad today, my stepdad specifically. He got to retire 2 months ago after 40 years of being a carpenter. I got to watch him leave the house before everybody else every single day. Got to see him come home tired, late every single day, a little bit sunburnt, and yet still so proud of the work that he's done on the day that he'd sit down and he'd scroll through his phone and he'd show us the pictures of the project that he's working on that day. He was very proud of the work that he did. I'm very proud of the work that he's did as well. All right. For my stepdad, we'll give claps for him. I learned a lot from my stepdad, including one of the most important rules in life, which has been drilled into all of your brains at this point, but unfortunately many people in government haven't learned, which is that you measure twice and you cut once. That's right. In government, unfortunately, we tend to measure once, and then we just full send it, hope for the best, and never look back. We could use more carpenters. But what I really learned from my stepdad and from carpenters like you is pride in building something real, and something that lasts, that people depend on. And that's what today's about. It's about commitment. Apprenticeships aren't easy, and I don't have to tell all of you. They take discipline, humility, teamwork, grit, all of the qualities that everybody's talked about already. And you have now spent years learning this craft, honing this craft, where safety matters, details matter, and your work actually ends up showing. To the families and the mentors here tonight, you're also a part of this, as everybody has acknowledged. We'll give one more round of applause to the friends and the families and the support systems that are here today. As a Snohomish County Council member, I spend a lot of time talking about the needs in our community around housing and infrastructure and growth. But none of that happens without all of you. When people talk about building community, it's a buzzword for politicians like me, but you all are the ones that actually do that. You build our communities. You build the homes that we live in, you build the schools that our kids learn in, you build the hospitals that we rely on, the infrastructure that keep us moving every single day. And unlike many of us in public service, the things that you build, you actually get to see and point to and say, I built that. Of course, the politicians will show up for the ribbon cuttings, and we'll all celebrate, and we'll be in the photos. But you all did the work, and we know that. And that means something. And in a time when everybody's talking about artificial intelligence and automation, I think it's important that we say that AI can do a lot. It can design, and it can write, and it can analyze. But AI, it cannot frame a house. AI cannot, at least not yet, square a foundation. AI cannot solve problems on a job site when nothing is going according to the plan. The work that you do requires that judgment, adaptability, the teamwork, the craftsmanship for the real world, and that is not replaceable. In fact, it's going to be even more valuable in the years ahead. We're facing huge need for housing, for infrastructure, transit, schools, clean energy projects. The demand for the skilled trades, it has never been higher. And your skills, they're not just respected. This means that your skills are essential. What I love about this profession is the culture. And you all have probably experienced that over the years already. On job sites, people come from different backgrounds, people come from different beliefs and stories. I just see it in the graduate class right now. But what matters is whether or not you show up, whether or not you do the work, whether or not you take care of your crew. And there's something really powerful about that we have lost in society and we need to get back to, and you all represent. So to the graduates, be proud of the accomplishment today. You earned it. And my dad got to do this work, like I said, for 40 years. We could go on a 15-minute drive anywhere in the Puget Sound, and he can point to a project that he had a hand in, and he's very proud of that. And we're all proud of that. Now you're stepping into that same profession, and you get to start building your own legacy. Keep learning, keep showing up, keep taking pride in your craft, and stay safe. Because long after, as Julieta said, long after all of the speeches and the photos and the ceremonies are gone, the buildings that you all put together are still going to be here. Long after robots have made lawyers and politicians and hopefully electricians, am I right, obsolete, you guys will still have a hand in the things that are around, and that does matter. Well, hopefully they'll still be standing. If Zach was anything to do with your training, then maybe, we'll see. But what I want to say is just how I started. Congratulations to all of the graduates. You don't hear this enough in the building trades. Thank you for building the world around us. Thank you.
All right, come on, one more round of applause. Jared Mead, come on, everybody. All right, now since we know Zach is not training our future over here, we'll go ahead and introduce our local 425 instructors. Can I get Joe Crump and Greg Vanderwerf up here? Come on, everybody, big round of applause. Go, Joe, double time.
So as Joe makes his way up here, because he has a class too, but it's a little ways farther away than mine is. I want to talk to you guys that, you know, you've all made me proud to have made it through here. When they asked me to be an instructor a few years ago, it was a big deal to not be able to be the one that says, hey, I built that and that and that. Now I can go out through Seattle and through different states and say, I've got guys working on all those different projects. So you've expanded my horizons in that way. So I appreciate that. So that's all I got. Joe?
You made it. Perseverance. Proud of you guys. It's amazing. 4 years of showing up. All journeyman now, right? So now you got the rest of your career. Don't forget, that 4 years of learning to be what you are, it's now a career of learning. It's going to change. You guys know that this organization represents change. It's right in our logo. So be committed to continuing your education to be better builders, better carpenters, better scaffold erectors, and don't forget, you're going to continue to learn throughout your entire career. But like Greg said, very proud of you guys. It's amazing what you've accomplished. Glad you're here.
So one of the things they also asked Joe and I to do is pick a couple of valedictorians that could come up here and have a little talk with you guys also. I got to say it was really tough to do because there's so many guys and gals in these classes that were awesome. So, but I did pick Cameron Graves. So Cameron, if you would come up here and have a little talk. I also have a little something for you just because you weren't too much of a pain in the butt. So, you know. Some of you guys I can't say that for, so I got that. We appreciate it. And also some for you to take home. Okay, thank you.
Speech. Yeah, come on up.
He's like, open for presents. He was out the door.
Oh, man. I thought why are these things so short? There we go. All right. I thought I had a few minutes. I'll just start by saying thank you, actually, to, it's my honor, by the way, to get this from the instructors. It means a lot. I know there are a lot of people to choose from. I would like to thank Eric. I'm not sure if he's here. Are you here, Eric? And Greg and Joe. I can't tell you in words what you've done for my career. So hopefully the speech is good enough. So welcome, brothers and sisters, the class of 2025. A piece of advice to start us off. I'll finish it off. Jared started it. Measure twice, cut once, or you'll find yourself measuring once and cussing twice. If you haven't met me before, yes, I did journey out in 2025, and no, the wear and tear of my apprenticeship isn't why I look this old. I am actually this old. I look out at your faces, and I feel some genuine envy because you have more years ahead of you than I do in this career, and your path is wide open. Some of you may know my story, but if you don't know me, I'll give you the short version. I went to Wazoo, go Cougs, got a math degree, became an actuary, or was trying to become an actuary. And if you don't know what an actuary is, most people say, oh, like an accountant? And no, but imagine an accountant, except somehow it's more boring. I did that for nearly 20 years while raising 3 kids with my beautiful wife. Thank you, by the way, for your support. Couldn't have done this without you. And you know what? That 20 years kind of sucked. Not the wife part, thank you, or the kids mostly, but the career part. I remember working on the 36th floor of the old Rainier Tower, the upside-down bottle in Seattle. It was a cush job, always 70 degrees, coffee was always fresh, but I was miserable. The highlight, though, was my break. I would go into the lounge that was nearby, and I'd look out. You could see from the 36th floor the cityscape, you could see the water, but that wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was looking right next door at the new Rainier Tower going up. The people around me complained that the view was disappearing. But for me, I got to look at that building going up and just had this curiosity and this fascination as I watched in awe of all these people building this thing from the ground up and just wondering how they were doing this massive thing. They say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, and I don't know if I agree with that entirely, but I know that if you work a job that doesn't fulfill you, that every day is going to feel like the longest, dullest day of your life. So I was 40-something when I decided to become a carpenter. I had no idea what I was doing, but this trade taught me something that 20 years behind a desk never could. I could figure it out. And all I had to do was take the first step of that journey. You don't need all the answers in the beginning, just enough confidence to start and enough humility to be taught along the way. I'm thankful for that perspective I gained in my first career, but don't let anyone behind a cushy desk tell you that what we do doesn't require skill and intelligence and perseverance. Carpenters solve problems on the job every single day, adapting to changing conditions, and in the end, I apply more math and logic on a job site than I ever did working on spreadsheets. And the stakes are higher too. When you're operating power tools or working on scaffolding 50, 100 feet in the air, and I've had my hand in that too, mistakes can happen and they have serious consequences. That's why this trade requires more than just individual skill. It requires trust. On every job site, we rely on our brothers and our sisters in the trades to do their part safely and professionally. And if you ever watched a colony of ants move something many times their size, you've seen what teamwork can accomplish. Now multiply that scale 100,000 times, and that's what it takes to build a skyscraper or a bridge. No single person can do it alone. I love driving somewhere and being one of those guys now that can be like, hey, I helped build that, you know? We get to do that. So now I'm going to share a few nuggets of wisdom I learned along the way. I actually wrote down quotes from the beginning of my apprenticeship that I thought were funny or amusing or interesting, and they didn't all make the cut. Some are not appropriate for the audience, but I did include a few in here. And every one of these trades has its sayings passed down from one generation to the next, job site to job site. All of us have probably picked up a few. The words change depending on who's doing the talking, but the values underneath never do. Skill, accountability, craftsmanship, humility, and hopefully a little humor to get us through the hard days. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So rushing creates more work than it saves. This one's self-explanatory. A good carpenter never blames his tools. Or if you're missing the mark, you're like lightning with that hammer. You never strike twice in the same place. Or just oldie but a goodie, do your best, caulk the rest. When it comes to how you carry yourself, the goal is to wear out the top of your boots before the bottom. But if you do wear out the bottom, walk with a purpose. This trade is about more than building structures. It's about building knowledge, trust, and pride that lasts long after the job is done. Let's talk about the title we're walking away with today, though. Don't overlook the word itself, journeyman carpenter or journey carpenter. Not a master, not an expert. You could be those things, but journey, because you're still in motion. Every day is a job. Every day on the job is another mile, another lesson, another version of yourself you're still building. There's one job you'll always be working, and it's building the person you want to become. The moment you think you know everything, you stop learning. Wisdom is knowing you'll never fully arrive. Remember, it's a journey. I worked with one brother when I was a first period apprentice who asked the most impactful question I ever heard on a job site. He looked at me with genuine curiosity before we started our task, and he said, "How would you do it?" Just think about it for a second. First period apprentice. He already knew how he would answer, but he knew something more important, that he didn't know everything, that someone else's perspective might be worth hearing. So ask that question. Ask it constantly. The people who keep asking are the people who never stop improving. Here's the other thing this trade taught me. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, so watch your step. Your habits shape who you become, so make them good habits. If you learn only one thing a day, that adds up to something extraordinary over a career. And when life seems overwhelming, do one small thing. When I'm feeling unmotivated, I put on my work boots. It makes doing the next thing easier when you already have your boots on. Take the first step. You get from dirt to doorknob, or from ground to crown, one step at a time. And when you step in it, and you will, don't let it stop you from moving forward. Keep going. Measure twice, cut once. Walk with a purpose. The greatest thing you'll ever build is the carpenter you're still becoming. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Like Greg said, choosing a valedictorian out of a graduating class is no easy task, because we appreciate almost all of the apprentices that come through our doors. At this time, I'm going to welcome up Adrian Lopez to receive a plaque and award for being the valedictorian of class of 2025.
Good morning, everybody. I want to say thank you for having me. It's an honor to come up here and speak in front of all you guys, all of the family and friends. I remember coming over here. I'm a transfer from Northern California, Carpenters. Woo, 152. I remember starting my apprenticeship. I learned general carpentry my first 2 classes as a scaffold employee. And I remember working with all my foremen, and they would tell me how to do things. And I wondered, says who? Who's to say this man is right? How can he prove that his theory is correct, given the fact that a lot of iron workers, pipe fitters, insulators use our scaffolds? Shout out to my refinery boys. A lot of hangers, a lot of creative things that are not normal, that take a lot of engineering, a lot of outside the box. They got me to thinking, who's to say they're right? I found out that Local 70 had a scaffold only course. I met Joe Crump, Greg Brady, Brandon Bell, all these gentlemen. They took me in. They opened this place to me as a home. And they said, son, here we're going to teach you the standard, Washington State standard, OSHA standard. Every employee has different rules. We're going to give you the run by, and you're going to learn something great. You're not going to have to depend on anybody for any answer. You will be the answer. I remember thinking this 4 years ago, no shot. So I signed up for it, and it's the best thing I did in my life. I had the opportunity to go work commercial down in Seattle, Bellevue, Everett, Boeing. I've been in SeaTac Airport, and it's been a pleasure having the privilege to be able to go past security, get on the runway, go to different hangars, go to different bays, just see a bunch of different stuff that not everybody would do. I'm thankful for Scaffold. I'm thankful for this organization. I'm thankful for the unions that supported me, put me through all the trainings, gave us every tool we needed, gave us the opportunities to make new connections with everybody that exists, everybody who's in the unions. Everybody has a voice. Everybody matters. We all have families. We all are sons. We all are fathers. We are brothers. It's important what we do to keep each other safe. And I know that I have the same love back. And it's amazing what we do when we all get together. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for showing up for us. And we hope we made all of our families proud. Thank you. Beers on me, boys.
I can see now why they chose those 2 valedictorians. One more round of applause for Cameron and Adrian. Come on. Our next speaker is Local 425, Superintendent for H.B. Hansen. He has put years into making sure that he's creating paths right here for our own local carpenters to continue in those footsteps. Everybody, big round of applause. Russ Remick, come on up, brother.
Good morning, graduates. Thank you guys for having me. Some of you guys know me. I started out my career in Renton at Local 1797 with the Carpenters Union. Before that, kind of like Cameron Graves, I did not think this would ever be my career of choice. I went to Whatcom Community College to be a computer programmer and decided that after a couple of years of doing that, that I would not want to spend my life sitting behind a desk. One of my neighbors at the time suggested Carpenters Union, and I thought, well, carpenters only build stuff with wood. They are stuck using a skill saw, and that's not a very exciting trade. And after looking into the opportunities, I realized there is a very diverse aspect to our craft. You go to the International Training Center, you know that we have scaffold erecting, we have engine turbine mechanics, we have some robotic maintenance, and now with the advent of AI and all of our upper end technology, we have underwater welding, we have a lot of layout stuff that uses computers. So thought, this could be something for me. I spoke with one of the representatives at that time, right before the recession, and was convinced to join the apprenticeship. At that time, the economy had taken a downturn, and after training my replacement at the previous company, I went back to the hall and they said, well, we don't have a spot for you on the work list anymore, but if you want to hustle, you are welcome to join the apprenticeship as the last inductee in 2007. That winter, it was very uncertain. I had a family to support, and I hustled all the way from Seattle that night and met a gentleman in Everett doing the bus transit center who said, hey, if you're still out hustling for work at 6 p.m. at night on a Friday, you must be hungry, you must want to work. And it was, I think, that part of that dedication that got me the position that I spent throughout my apprenticeship. And ultimately, that gentleman put me on as a superintendent 2 years after graduation, and I did not know anything about being a superintendent at that point. It was just, here is a clipboard, and you're going to learn on the job. And I asked him at that point, why would you pick me for that sort of a position? And he said, you show up every day and you are eager to learn. That is something I think all of you guys have in common. You show up, you're reliable, and you are willing to learn the new aspects of our trade. I will say, going forward, always try and continue building on what you are good at. That will help you stay busy during the slower times. If you are great at one thing, it helps you stay busy when you work for one place, but if things are short, it is definitely of value to continue to work on your skills. Take advantage of this training center, take advantage of the classes, the instructors, look around you at your friends that you've made during the apprenticeship. These are going to be the group of people that will follow you throughout your career. When you start running work or you start running your own company later on, reach out to these people, reach out to the friends you've made, keep a contact list of people that you know and can trust, that you can reach out to for advice. Not everyone is good at one task. Your friends are there to help you, your brothers. I would challenge all of you to invest in yourself and take 1 hour a week if you can to learn something new, some new skill that is of value to you, to be of value to your family. Time is the most important and valuable thing that we have, and while we give a lot of it to our employers for work and to support our families, we need to invest in ourselves, and we need to give that time back so we can learn additional skills and keep this brotherhood going. I believe that the more the more we can take on as carpenters when it comes to learning new tasks, learning new skills, and the more the market share we can have and the more stability we can have going forward as a brotherhood. I would like to close in saying that I appreciate all of you for the dedication it takes and the time it takes to become brothers in this hall. And the most important thing that I can say, in the words of Kevin Gates, the only thing that we can lose that cannot be recovered is wasted time. Thank you, guys.
Let's go. One more round of applause for Rusty Remick. Come on. All right, graduates, are you ready to come up to the stage and get your certificate? Come on, come on. Families, are you ready to see your graduates come up and get their certificates? Come on. Big round of applause. Let's get it loud in here. Come on. Zach McCown, come on up so we can get this ceremony started, brother.
We did like 3 minutes of practice on this, so as long as your name and your butt are in the same place, we should not have any issues with this being messed up. I'm looking at you. I know you. Okay, so let's get in line. Hey, thank you, Usher. Appreciate it. Not the Usher we all thought. That's Louis. His dance moves aren't nearly as good. I'm going to just start. There's some easy names and some more challenging names in here. So if I do butcher your name, it is not personal, but I will do my best. Let's start with, get a round of applause for Adam Schwinn. Adrian Lopez. Alberto Guzman. Alexander Koppel. Alfredo Olivion. We got Bonjour McFadden. Bon McFadden. Bradley Smith. Brandon Carmack. Go, Bob. We've got Cameron Graves, also known as the Gravedigger. Cameron Harold. Christopher Delaney.
Let's go one more. Oh, gosh. I've been here forever. Thought he was a valedictorian.
We got Clayton Doty. Doty? Doty? I got it, okay. Cody Goucher. Good job. Let's go, Cody. Coley Cops. Cops. We got Christian Pena. Dakota Ochiltree. Woo! Okay, I'll have to make. Dominic Simmons. Dom. Dylan Kelly. We got Edie Ellsbury. We got Jeff Koch. We got Senor Jeff Murdoch. We got Jeremiah Thomas. No bag for him, actually, no. We got Jacob Benson. Jacob Benson, let's go. We got Joe Leaking. John Collins. Let's go, John. We got Jorge Villages Lazalo. Is that good? All right, my bad, bro. We got someone super special to my heart, man. This guy is an absolute stud. He holds this local on his back every day that we have him here, man. Juan Garcia, thank you so much, Juan. Kaylee King, let's go. Larry Brooks. Let's go, Larry. Good job, man. Next up, we have Merrick Steamy. Stem. Up next, we have Michael Bicknell. Up next, we have Nicholas Main. Let's go, Nicholas. Up next, we have Omar Lopez Angualo. Up next, we have Phil Prescott. Let's go, Phil. Up next, we have Riley Wiseman. Let's go, Riley. Uh-oh, these ones got messed up. Oh. One second here. Of course, it'd be the very end where I would mess this up. Aha. Brother, I'm going to apologize in advance if I mess this up, especially given your size and stature. But Sataki Uma Mulavo, close? Congratulations. We're back on track. Seamus Ryan. Up next, we have Sergey Trubunkinov. Sergey. Up next, we have Tito Quinones. Is that right? Yeah. Up next, we have Van Leto. Let's go, Van. Up next, we have Vance Sackman. Let's go, Vance. Holding down the caboose, as it was said earlier, we have Vincent Ramirez. Congratulations, Vincent.
Dang, Zach messed up the whole operation up here. Dang. There's only 80 papers. All right, hey, big round of applause. Let's go, class 2025. Yeah, awesome to be up here and so proud of the individuals here. And in closing, I just want to say a couple words and then we'll get a group photo and then we'll get everybody home to celebrate with their families. Everybody good with that? Let's go. All right, graduates. Your journey does not end here. As we stand on the threshold of new opportunities, let us carry forward the lessons we have learned. Let us continue to innovate, collaborate, and strive for excellence in all that we do. The construction industry is ever evolving, presenting us with challenges that demand not only skill, but also creativity and resilience. Embrace these challenges as opportunities to grow and make sure the lasting impact on our communities. Now I need you graduates to take a look to your left and to your right. Yep, that is your support group. You know that every individual that you just seen right now has gone through the same trials, tribulations, grit, and determination that you put in to be where you're at today. Now take a look up. Carpenters, that is now your floor. The sky is the limit. There are nothing but opportunities within the Carpenters Union. You will get out what you put in. So there was a saying when I was growing up in the industry too. It was ponte las pilas. All right? So, hey, put some work in. You put the grit in, you'll get a big payday out of it. Now I want everybody to look down. Go ahead, look down. The only time you should be looking down is when you pick up your brother and sister to your level. Come on. It's time for you to create a culture where we can all work as one, to create this brotherhood for the future. So journeymen of 2025, I say, stay hungry, stay humble, and let's build. Come on. All right, I'd like to bring up the president of 425 to lock this in and get us out of here. Come on, Zach, bring it in.
Hey, I just want to say, for those of you who had the chance to do our Thursday apprenticeship lunches, or you reached out at some point during your journey, it has been such a pleasure, man. The people who bought in, showed up to the local The people who are going to be here supporting this, I just can't thank you enough. And I just look at the familiar faces, and it's been a rad journey. And just make sure to pay it forward. That's the most important thing in life. Continue to pay it forward, continue to be blessed, and continue to be appreciative, especially for those who showed up here today. That is your support group outside of this family. That is your family where it started. So a couple things. For parents, family members, anyone wants to take pictures, we're not shutting this down right away. We have a whole little photo booth set up. I want to get everyone on the stage to do a big group photo, but before that, I want to get this thing fired off and close it in true carpenter fashion. I want to get 3 loud carpenters. So everyone, when you're ready, on 3, can I get a carpenters? 1, 2, 3. Carpenter! 1, 2, 3. Carpenter! Here's the last one. Everyone, let's go. Everyone in the crowd. 1, 2, 3. Carpenter! Congratulations, everybody. Graduates, you guys can get on the stage. We want to get a photo with everyone, and then you have free reign if you want to use a photo booth, whatever. Yeah, he's going to bring the dolly up.
to die, the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the crane is shut out for the